Hello everyone, welcome back to Subway Builder. Last time we created these metro lines that go to the northeast of the Rotterdam area, and we have three lines now going west to east. And in this episode I wanted to take care of some of the more outlying bubbles, like over here we have a huge bubble, these demand bubbles that is. I think there's also worker demand, yes. Over here we have some demand bubbles as well. And I think these are all a bit, yeah, smaller villages outside of the metropolitan area of Rotterdam and Den Haag. So in real life, I think there's only a bus connection. But this is Subway Builder, so we will build something better than a bus connection. And I'm thinking of building something like a light rail above ground subway, above ground metro in this area over here. So this demand bubble is huge, so I think I will focus on this one first, and then maybe we'll get to this area as well. But we'll see how far we get. So let's start with this part. Now I'm thinking, even though this station over here, which is Barendrecht, is the closest to this huge demand bubble, I think it makes more sense to create a new line that, as far as I know, does not exist in real life from this station, Rotterdam Lombardijen, to the east, and maybe in this direction also, because there are more demand bubbles along the way, and also the workers can go to their destination. So right now this bubble is served by the water bus, but I will create a line that I think I will have two lines, one that goes in this direction to this water bus station, and another that goes directly over here from this station Rotterdam Lombardijen, which might become a bit more of a hub station for the south of Rotterdam. So let's start building. And what I'm planning is to have a above ground system that goes westward also in the future, maybe towards these demand bubbles. So let me build a station that goes from west to east here. And for that I need to check. Okay, this station is 4 meters above ground. So either we go underground. Oh, there's a train stuck, but that's alright. I will ignore it for now. Either we go underground or we go 9 meters above ground, and I think I will do the latter. It's a bit high for the Netherlands where everything is flat, but it should be fine. And I will build a light metro here because we're not simulating a train network here, even though we could, but I'll put it at 9 meters. And let's see, if I build a station over here, will it be connected? Will it be a station group? It doesn't seem like it. So that might not be the best. And if we build it a little bit closer, would that work? I want this to become one station group. Doesn't seem like it. So in that case, maybe we should just build it over the other station somehow. Let's see. Will this building get destroyed? It will. That's not desirable. And we want it to go west afterward. Ah, I know another solution. We can build a station right on this road, 9 meters high, and then build another station that goes something like this. So that would be something like a like a walking bridge. And this way, I believe, we cannot have a station group of. I thought we could have a station group of heavy and light metro, right? We have that here. Ah, here we also don't have a station group. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe it doesn't matter. But still, I like the idea of this walking bridge over here. Alright. We will call this station We will call this Lombardian, and then yeah, metro, even though it's above ground. And this station over here we call Lombardian transfer, because it's just a transfer between stations, like so. Alright, then we will go in this direction and we'll add a crossover, and let's check the first location of our station, of our next station it is. So I think it makes sense to go to the east to this demand bubble. There are also a lot of people taking the car right now. They want to go in all of these directions, so it would be nice to connect them to our main network, our train network even. So let's add one station here and then one station here, and then we move either to the east or to the north. I think we will split. So one station here first, and we can go lower. We can go 5 meters high now. With the track also, as long as we don't destroy any buildings, that's fine. Then we go to this bubble over here, and we'll make the station split in 2 directions, if we can manage. I think this would be a good location. It's a bit further north to this demand bubble, but then we can turn towards the north, so I think it's fine. Like so. And then, as I said, we'll have this split off over here. So we could even do 2 next to each other. It seems to work. I don't know how busy this part will be. Let's see, does this work? Maybe we should make it a quad track. I think a quad track is even better. And then we can have our tracks. Oh, let's go parallel again. And go like this. And then, let's see. Like so. And then what we want to do is we want to connect all this up. Oh, that looks a bit weird. Let's have a single track like so, and then connect to the main track. Like so. Then what I want to do here is I want to have one track that goes to the east. Yes. In this direction. So let's build a parallel track here. And one track that goes to the north. Like so. Although maybe not that far to the north. Undo. To the north like so. Northeast. So now we need to figure out a way of connecting these. What would be the best way? Well, this one is easy. We only go here if we also go in this direction. And this one is also easy. We only go there if we are coming from this direction. Although this tracker is too sharp. Come on, it's not that sharp. Why doesn't this work? So, like this. And then we need to connect the rest. So from here we can go in either direction. Either this way. Oh, that doesn't work. Like so. Or this way. But that is too sharp. Let's get rid of this part, because this is a bit cumbersome. Like this. Then, as for this line, we might need to delete some track here as well. We can go in this direction, or we can come from this direction. Why doesn't that work? I cannot build. Wait, what's happening? Okay, this works. But this does not work. Some weird things are happening here. I'm not sure what the game is doing. Let me build a parallel track again. And then a single track. Connect this up. Too sharp. Let me build a parallel track again. And then a single track. That works. Finally, I managed to split and connect. Alright, good. So now, if you come from this direction, you can go to either of these north tracks. If you come from this direction, you can go to this track. Or from here to here, is it possible? Seems like it. Or this track. And if you come from, let's see, from this direction, you can go either south or to the north. That's where you need to cross. And if you come from this one, you can only go south. And here everything joins up again. I think this should work, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it works. If it works out or not. But we have managed this crossing. Then for now let's focus on this north line over here. Let's check our demand. And I think somewhere over here would be a good place for a station. I think we want to go next to this canal. And we'll stay at 5 meters above the road. And we have a parallel track now. So here we can go under or over this highway. And let's see if we can sneak in without crossing the water, even though I think here it would not be that much of a problem in real life. So we cross the water a little bit, but not too much. Then we can have another station somewhere over here. Let's see. Over here, I think. Yes. It will get a bit tight, but no worries. This works. And then we move towards the end point over here, which, if this works out, it will be connected to the other station, the water bus. Is it? Yes, they are a station group. So that's nice. We just might have some trouble with these curves over here. So there's a $1 million building being destroyed. Yeah, this is too tight. Maybe we can do it a different way. Let's delete this. Maybe we can sneak in this part. That seems too difficult. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's change the station, make it shorter. Still a station group. Let's see if this works now. Yes, perfect. Alright. Let's call this Boynes or Boine. And then we can start to build our line. If we build everything, of course. The costs, 400 million. Let's build it. Then we'll have a new route. What colors do we have? We have green, we have cyan. I think, yeah, orange should be fine for this southern Rotterdam area. And it's a metro, even though it's above ground. Let's give it a new letter. We have ABC, we have DE. Let's start with G again, because F we used some time before. And this is a light metro. And the way it goes is it starts here at this Lombardian metro station. We go back and forth here. No valid path. I know. We forgot something. And that is a crossover here at the endpoint. Let's build that. Then we can edit the light line again. So starting here, actually, let's make it the top platform. I'm not sure if it matters, but then the other route can go on the bottom platform. Here, we want to go back and forth. Let's see. We want to go forward on this platform and backward on this platform. That would be best. I hope that will work out, and I hope it makes sense, because I'm not too sure myself. So for the station names, yeah, we just use the ones that were automatically generated, because there are no stations here in real life. let's see if this works. We'll have some trains. 9 minutes frequency, that's quite a lot. Sure. 19 during the night. And then let's see if this works. So we'll follow a G vehicle. Going a bit fast. And everything seems to work out fine. When it goes back, it goes through this part over here. The third part. Yeah. Here it takes a weird... it's a weird connection actually. Do we want that? At least it will not be stationed on this platform. So that's fine. Let's build the other road. And it will be quite of a different service. So we don't need another station here. People can walk to this station. But we want to go all the way over here. Let's add some tracks. So somewhere over here maybe? Yes, it's a bit far for these people. But I think they will still be able to walk. So let's go as far south as we can. At least when we're near this station. So from here, we need to go towards the east. We'll try to avoid the buildings here. And then we choose this point to move above the highway. This is this is quite a complicated highway junction. Let's see, where do we need to end up? We want to go, yeah, basically east. I also like to avoid going through parks as much as possible, so we'll have to cross the park. But let's do so where the green area we cross is as small as possible. Are there any points where we can go closer to the ground? I don't think so. Because we still need to cross a lot of roads. So we'll stick to the 5 meters above ground. And not destroy any buildings, of course. Let's see. How do you want to proceed? Yeah, let's avoid this area over here. I'd imagine there would be more demand in here, but the only demand is in this area, apparently. So let's go around this. Yeah, I think it would be nice to end up on this road. Maybe. Let's see if we can get there. I think we can. We'll follow the water for a little bit. And then here's a nice gap between buildings. It's as if it's made for this. Oh, that's a bit too far. It's as if it's made for this line, even though there's no public transport whatsoever to speak of besides bus systems in this area. So here, yeah, we can still go around all these buildings. So we're now in the suburb, or, well, it's not really a suburb anymore, I think. In the town of Ridderkerk, a bit southeast of Rotterdam. Here are some tight curves. Yeah, that is too much. Although, can we make it work? I don't think so. This was too much. We need to go between all these buildings. Maybe we should go. Yeah, maybe we should go over here. Let's see if we can make that work. Not destroying buildings is difficult. Well, not in real life, but in this game it is. So here we need to squeeze right in between. That seems to work. And then we have a bit more space. And now, here we have a stretch where we do not need to cross any roads. So we can go lower even, which is much cheaper. Let's go to 3 meters. So we cannot cross roads with 3 meters, but we can stay at this level for cheaper costs. And then, oh, we're quite far south actually. This is nice. Better than I thought. Then we can build a station over here. Is this a good location? I think it's perfect. And then we move north towards the water bus. And let's move up to 5 meters again. Although, well, there's still quite some space. Let's move to 5 meters here. Prefer not to cross the water. And then we can move in the direction of, yeah, we can delete this one. We can now move in the direction of this water bus. We can go in between the buildings here. Let's see, can we move? Yeah, here we need to cross a road, which is not allowed. Let's see if we can turn north, because I also don't want to go through the parks too much, only if it's necessary. But here it looks like we can just go around it. And this water bus will be the end point of our line. So let's build 5 meters above ground like this. Not sure if this will connect the stations. Not quite. They are not a station group, right? Are they? It doesn't seem like it. Okay, let's delete this. If we move it a little bit closer, like this, still not a station group. They need to be closer still. Let's build on top of the water then. You can imagine it like a pier. Now it seems to be one station. Yes, perfect. Let's build this. Like so. Then we add a crossover, of course. And then we have to name this station. Let's also call it Ridderhaven with metro, even though it's above ground. Alright, so here it will go a bit slow, but that's okay. There are some quite long stretches. How much does all of this cost anyway? 194. Not too much from here. So let's build. And we'll add a new G line, H in this case. So the H line will also start over here, but in the other platform, the south platform. And then here it will go back and forth. And here it will go in on the fourth platform towards the south, and then on the second platform back. Yeah. We might have been better off with building two stations next to each other here. But I think this quad station looks a lot better. I think this is fine. And then we go all the way in this direction. And we end here at Ridderhaven. Let's confirm. And we'll have every 10 minutes. Maybe excessive, but there's a huge demand bubble here. So let's do it. Then every 15 minutes during the night. And we'll buy more trains. And since this is not a tram, but it's supposed to be like a light rail, we'll have 4 cars per train. And then for the G route, we also have 4 cars per train. And let's see if it works. Something went wrong, it seems, or not. Wait, this is the G line. The H line goes like this. No, it works fine. It's perfect. Then let's see if it works. And I will also rename this station to the name of this small town, Ridderkerk. Actually, it's not that small if you look at it. It's yeah, it's a decent sized town. Over here is Rotterdam, of course. Here you see the larger buildings of the center of Rotterdam. But let's check it. We'll look at the H line. We'll follow the train and see if everything works. So here's this long stretch. And then here it goes quite slowly, but then it arrives at places where it can go quite a bit faster. So it needs to stop down every time it encounters a curve. And then here it goes on the second platform. And then it goes back on the outer platform. I think it's perfect. That works. So we built 2 lines in the southeast. Very nice. So I think in the future I will extend this line to the west, maybe let it end here at this metro station, because there are some demand bubbles here. They probably come from bus lines in real life. But another thing I wanted to do is look at one of these outer cities over here. And I think this town, it's called Hellevoetsluis, would be perfect to have as an extension of our metro line. Because in real life, the demand is not so large over here, or at least there is no real public transport system here besides a bus. But I think extending this this green metro line in that direction would make a lot of sense for this map. There are also some workers. So I would like to go to this place first. Let me check the name of this town. Yeah, the name of this town is called Zuidland. Small village. And then over here we have Hellevoetsluis. Also a small village, but a bit larger. Really a town. So I wanted to connect those two as well with this green metro system. So there is no metro station in real life. So let's just use this demand bubble and build a station. We'll see if we are going underground. I think we can go above ground in that part. So here we have a station where there are actually two lines. So you can choose which one will extend the line. It's 5 meters above ground. We already have some parking spaces over here. So we can just keep going to the west and then move in the direction of this little village. So let's do that. We'll just continue building this track that we already have. And this is all light metro. So here we have some farmland. I think we will just build this next to the water as much as possible. And we can go 1 meter above ground, which is much cheaper. And let's follow this canal. We will have to cross the water a lot. I think it's okay. And then over here there will be a road that we have to cross, which we cannot do. So we need to go above 4.5 meters. So let's go in this direction. Let's take this gap over here to not have to cross the water. And then go in this direction. And then we go 5 meters. Yeah, so we can cross the road. Then we could go, let's go 4 meters. So we pay less. We take this little gap over here. I have no idea what these are. Maybe some water management system. But let's pretend this is just for our purposes. Go around the water here. And then we go 5 meters to cross the road. 4 meters next to the road. And we follow it to the town of, which I already forgot the name. Zuidland is the name of this town. Also never heard of it. A bit like when in that one episode we had this train station at a town that I had also never heard of. Let's go 4 meters again. We are going up and down a little bit, but we're saving a lot on costs this way. And then over here we can choose what's a good location. Oh, the demand's all the way over there. How do we get there? I think we just follow this road and then westward. Because we also want to go further west in that direction. So yeah, let's build it in this street. I have no idea how we will get there, but we will see. Because this is right on top of the demand bubble. We'll call this Zuidland. And then we just need to get there. Following the roads is the easiest way to do so. Let's not destroy any buildings. Then here we make a curve. Go in between these buildings. And we will cross the water just at that part, which I think is acceptable. and then we go like so, and then maybe we will move the station a little bit further to the west. Let's call it Zuidland again. And we'll connect it. Perfect. Then we move further to the west, which will be a long stretch. So when I get somewhere over here, actually I want to go to this largest bubble over here. So when I get somewhere over here, I will pause the recording and then continue from there. Look at this, guys. I actually learned something, although I went a little bit like this. There is an old tram line that used to be in effect in the early 20th century over here. So over here we are a bit too far to the north for that, but I tried to join it up when arriving over here. So now from here on I'm moving on this old tram path that apparently still exists, but there are just no trams moving on there. So we're going to follow this path, the old tram line, with our new extended metro line. So even in places where there is no public transport besides any buses, we can still make use of the public transport infrastructure of the Netherlands, which is quite interesting to me actually. I also wonder why the Netherlands decided to remove so many trams that were there, because every small town used to have a tram. Sometimes it was a horse tram. Also, I renamed this. I built a station here because here's a demand bubble. I renamed it to the current name of the bus stop in this area. So now we need to decide, of course, whether we want to go this way or this way. We might even build two lines again, but I think I will just go to the largest demand bubble somehow and call it a day there. So we are 5 meters above ground. Do we need any stations in between? Not really. So we can just, yeah, we can just move in this direction. Is there anything else nearby? Also not really. No demand. Any worker demand? Yes, here. At some point in the far future, I will worry about these two small bubbles over here, which is really a different province, maybe? I'm not sure. It's a different island, at least. I think it's still the same province as where Rotterdam and Den Haag are in, which is Zuid-Holland or South Holland. But it's so far away, I will not worry about it yet. Let's follow this main road. It's easier to follow. And let's see if we can pick up the speed here with the tram speed, that is. Or metro speed, I should say. Then somewhere over here we need to have a station. But I think it's enough if we have it over here at this roundabout. I think that would be a good location. Inside here would be nice. I don't know what this is. Actually, let me take a look at what that is. So on OpenStreetMap, I cannot find out what this is, but I did see that there's a bus stop here, which might clarify why there's so much demand. So let's add a station here, and we'll give it the same name as the bus stop in real life, which is UNICEF Laan. And all we need to do is connect it. So we can basically pretend that this is like a tram line, just like the one we built in Den Haag. And of course, let's not forget our crossover And there we have it. We have extended this metro line to the west. We do need to build it. It will cost us 300 million. And then we can choose whether we want to make the green line go to the west or the cyan line, which also comes here. And I think I will opt for the green line, because the cyan line is more for connecting Rotterdam and Den Haag with each other. I think the green line makes more sense. There are also some other bubbles over here. Later we might do something else. We might also have another line that goes in this direction later. But yeah, I want to do that later also in these demand bubbles. Over here, a lot of demand bubbles still to connect. So for now, let's just choose one, and I will choose the green line, the one that actually goes here, which is the C line. Oh, look at that. Rotterdam Transit. 148 stations, 372,000 riders, 37 active trains, 14 routes. Very nice. So yeah, I will pick the C line. This will be the culprit. Currently, it comes every 15 minutes. So let's edit the route. And here we go back and forth now. And then we will stop in this little village over here, Zuidland. And then over here, Morgenstond, which is the name of a bus stop. And the name of this bus stop, Uniceflaan, all in the village of Hellevoetsluis. And we'll confirm. And then we need to make sure it still comes every 15 minutes. Let's buy more trains. 15 minutes. And yeah, during the night 33 is fine. Alright, let's check our Metro C. Here is a vehicle. Let's follow it. I have no idea where it is right now. Ah, it's moving west in the city center of Rotterdam. So it's moving first towards Schiedam Centrum, crosses the river, all the way to this town of Spijkenisse. And this used to be our end station, but now it goes into this small village over here. Quite some tight curves where it cannot move too fast. That's fine. It stops in Zuidland. Because here it can pick up the speed quite a lot. And even go after this curve, it goes on the old tram line, follows the old tram line, past this village, and then into Hellevoetsluis, where there are 2 stations now. And maybe there will be more in the future. We'll see what the future brings. There you have it. It stops here at the end station, Uniceflaan. There are already some passengers. Let's check out where they need to go. They need to go from here all the way to this part. It takes this new C line to which station? Hekelingseweg. I have no idea where that is. Hekelingseweg. But it's somewhere where the cyan line also is. Is it? Is it one of these? It's this one. For some reason they choose this station to switch. Ah, because the C line does not stop here. So I did make a mistake. Good that I checked. So the C line does not stop here, which I think is wrong. Yeah, because it does stop here and here. Okay, so I did something wrong. I removed this. So yeah, now those people should be able to switch to the D line over here. This makes more sense. Alright, we have connected some outskirts of the city, or other towns. The town of Ridderkerk over here, Zuidland over here, and Hellevoetsluis over here. And in the future, we will extend these newly built lines, or other villages, but maybe we will give this area some love, as the city of Den Haag also still has quite a few large demand bubbles that we need to connect. So, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.